Hi everyone, Beth Derrick here. I haven't done a video in a while and I wanted to do one for Mother's Day. It's not going to be cheesy or emotional or flowery or anything like that. It's going to be very tough. Last year, at the end of 2017 or early last year, depending on your opinion of the timing, I became a parent. I had previously never been a parent before, except to my beloved dogs, and I had been living this kind of free, traveling, do what I want outside of working hours sort of lifestyle. And then I met Trevor in Tosca, and of course my life changed for the better in all ways. And I had always been pretty restrictive of myself, of my lifestyle. People can look at me and probably assume I live one way, but it's most likely the opposite of what they might think. Because I have tattoos, because I wear hats like this, because I wear, because I have really short hair. You name the stereotype, and we can associate some thoughts with that. I have never been drunk. I've never done any sort of drugs. I don't party. I like to go to bed early. I've never been one to really do anything quote unquote bad. Not that those things are inherently bad. So when I became a parent, the only major changes to my immediate lifestyle were I knew that we wouldn't be traveling a lot as I had been. In 2017, before I met them, I went to Utah. Where else did I go? I went to London and Ireland. I went to Hawaii. I went to California. I went to New York for a day for work. Those are the highlights. I think that's what I hit that year. And that had pretty much been my life for since I was like 27 or so. I'd traveled quite a lot. So when I met them, that was one of the immediate things that I knew would not happen for the next several years, because I don't want to go by myself, just for the sake of going by myself, because I want to do everything with Tosca, and B, it's not fair to Trevor. So, that was something that changed. Other things that I had, looking back, now done in preparation and learned about for preparing for parenthood were things that I do all of the time. I read about nutrition and lifestyle choices and health and how our decisions impact us both in the short and the long term, and the benefits of drinking water. I've got literally a jar of water, and I'll probably drink 3 more of these today, and then I'll pee all night. And so I've always wanted to set a good example. I never knew for who. And now I know that this young human, he picks up a lot, and naturally so. And so I want to make sure that he picks up good things as much as possible. We're still human. We still make mistakes and, say things. But anyway, the point of this video is for Mother's Day. And I had gotten an email from an editor at Thrive Global about what task do you give up, essentially what task do you outsource, what task do you not do anymore to make the quality of your time better. And I'm summarizing here, but things like that spark excitement in me, because I didn't own a TV for a very long time. We have one now, and Trevor watches cartoons and whatnot on it, but Tosca and I don't watch it. Like, I think we've watched a movie a few times, but for the most part, the TV is never on unless he's watching some cartoons or something. So I've not watched television for a very long time. I have Netflix, and I'll watch it on my iPad or have something on in the background sometimes, but it's still very rare. Microwaving things, I gave that up a long time ago. I haven't microwaved anything in probably a decade, if I had to guess. my previous apartments had microwaves, and I would use them for storage because there's not a lot of storage in apartments. So I would store like coffee cups and things. Other things that I don't do. And for some people, this may be things like mowing the yard, cleaning the house, and we have outsourced both of those things and brought both actually back in-house because mowing the yard, like we were paying like $70 a month or something to have it done every 2 weeks, and that's something that we can do ourselves and get some exercise while doing it. So we got a couple of reel mowers, reel like REEL, and we do it ourselves, and it's awesome. We got one for like $60 on eBay that was a little bit used, and we got the other one free in the alley, and it's awesome. So we have one for the front yard and one for the backyard. So, you know, $70 a month in the grand scheme of things is not a lot, but every little bit adds up. That's $720 a year, $800 a year. House cleaning, we have outsourced that a few times, but that's something that we're reconsidering doing ourselves. And so it is very time consuming. That's something that is worth the cost of having somebody really good do yours. If you don't enjoy it, I don't enjoy it, but I immensely enjoy the result of it. And so some people pay to have their laundry done. Some people pay people to clean their cars, to walk their dogs, to pick up poo in the backyard, to change their oil. You know, all of these things that if you don't enjoy them, then you could easily pay somebody else to do them. There's always people that need and want jobs, and I'm a huge fan of that. I've been thinking about why companies exist, and a lot of it is to make money, but there's not a lot of companies out there making money with no employees, you know? So there's this human factor at the bottom of every single thing, whether it's a government agency, whether it's a high technology company that nobody knows about, whether it's a government defense contractor, whether it's a store, retail, an accounting firm. Everything has a human factor in it. If humans weren't here, none of this would exist. And so when people think of things like systems and very non-human things, everything exists because of a human. And the legal system exists because we're humans and we needed rules and structures and consequences and things. And so this is far off topic as I often go, but the point is the human factor is everywhere. Design, function, commerce, capitalism, social, all of that stuff is for the sake of humans. Dogs don't care about that stuff. You know, nature exists without these social constructs that we've made up. And I just think that's really fascinating to bring that humanity back into everything that exists. Books aren't written for the sake of trees or dogs or the clouds, they're written for the sake of the reader and for the author to make money if that's their goal. So other things that I've given up are thinking that we can take the human out of things. I've never been one to really think that, but now I'm like on the other side of it, and how do we put more human back into stuff? Robots are coming out to be more pervasive and across a lot of things. You see stores starting to have robots in Walmart in the grocery section and stuff like that. I've seen videos on Facebook of that. But we're craving more human interaction. So while we might have self-driving cars or self-flying airplanes or a machine that folds our laundry for us, what's the purpose of having things done for us? And it's to give us time back, or more time in our, call it our time wallet, to spend doing things that we enjoy. And what are the things that we enjoy? When's the last time you had fun? When's the last time you felt like, oh my gosh, this is the best experience ever? Or, I really love these people. I just want to be around these people all the time. Like, when's the last time you really experienced something like that? And I think we do all of these things for convenience, but what does the convenience get us? It either gets us poor health or time to sit on the couch and stare at the TV. Like, how many of us are actually going outside, going out to the garage and building something? Or, spending time writing or drawing or making something. I've got some necklaces I've been making in my spare time somewhere around here. This painting back here, Tosca painted that because she enjoys making art. I bought this bag from a gentleman in Indianapolis that makes really cool leather goods called Howlin' Hide. This hat is made from a local guy. His brand is called Oak and Hatchet, and met him last weekend at an art festival. And so, like, this watch came from a Kickstarter project, and so, that was somebody's passion because they had some time and some energy and, an idea and made it happen. So what are you releasing from your life for the sake of spending more time with your kids or your spouse or your friends or your parents or your family or your siblings or your dogs or yourself? I've been listening to a lot about meditation, and to sit alone with our thoughts at first is one of the hardest things that we can do. And it's so simple because it's just doing nothing. It's just listening to your thoughts, or not listening to your thoughts, just sitting in silence and stillness. And if you look around in a lot of places, not really touristy locations, or vacation places, I would say. So when I was in Hawaii a couple of years ago, nobody was on their phone. I was, because, for the first few days I was like trying to figure out my way around the island and stuff because I hadn't been there in a while, but nobody was on their phone. The phone service sucks and nobody cares. So, think about that the next time you're sitting at a red light. I'm guilty of it just as much as anybody else. As soon as I have a free moment, I check my phone, see what's going on. Have I missed an email? What's going on Facebook? Not that anything is ever going on Facebook. And so I made the mindful habit to start that a couple of months ago, to not be on my phone as much. And some days are really good. Some days I struggle and I'm, into a habit, and a lot of it comes from anxiety and restlessness. And so I start to recognize that, and so I'll do something productive, whether it's go do a chore, like go do a load of laundry or do the dishes or sweep the floor or vacuum or take the dogs out or go just sit outside in the sunshine. Whatever it is, I try to remove myself from what's making me feel anxious. And so maybe that's something that you can implement as well. Most of us walk around with anxiety, and anxiety, in my opinion, is just a lack of control about something, whether it's an outcome or a situation or a feeling that you're having. And so if you can identify what you're feeling out of control of, then that will help you get into the kind of the root of the problem and resolve it from there, So the whole point of this very twisty and rambly video was to think through and talk about what I had released and what I had things that I don't do to get myself time, and spending time watching TV, spending time on my phone. Another one is like doing things the easy way, and I think we're all here to learn something, and I like to do things the hard way. The hard way sometimes being actually hard, and it takes a long time and a big lesson for me to learn something. It's got to be really painful, but on a day-to-day basis, I like to cook my own food. I like things to be fresh and organic and local if possible, and if we could grow them, if we could have a garden, I certainly would. In fact, we were talking about getting some herbs today. But fresh and local and organic produce and not processed ingredients are my favorites, and you can do so much with them, and they do so much for your body. And so, like I said, I don't microwave foods, which means I also don't really do microwavable foods, which extends out into I don't like convenience food or pre-processed foods and things like that. It doesn't make me feel good, doesn't get me any closer to my goals of being healthy, and so That's not something that I do. I also don't spend a lot of time going to the doctor or worrying about my health too much. So I think those things go hand in hand. So I'd like to hear what you do. What do you do to have more time to spend with your family or your dogs or yourself or your friends or your side hustle or anything like that? And I would also challenge you to do a project that I learned from a spiritual advisor several years ago called The Perfect Day, where you write out, call it 6 months from now. We'll call the date 11/9, 5 plus 6, November 9th. Okay? So on November 9th, 2019, oh, that's cool. Ones and nines. What does your day look like? Who are you with? Where are you? What do you feel like? What's it smell like? What are you eating? What are you drinking? Are you having coffee somewhere on a beach? Are you a millionaire because you won the lottery or because your business has really taken off? Are you in a different job? Do you still live where you live now? Are you in a muscular physique, or do you still look like me where you're carrying around a little bit of fappiness? Fappiness, of course, being fat and happy. You have the same hair? Is your house still a mess, or is it very clean and tidy and feels good? All of those things, think of through that. And this exercise has been amazing for manifesting, like, everything, like the life that I thankfully have now. And while it's not, we still always want more because we're humans, it's pretty happy. So, this is Beth with Live Good, Live Well. You can find me online at livegoodlivewell.com, on Instagram and Facebook at Live Good, Live Well. And if you want to send me an email, my email address is beth@livegoodlivewell.com. All right, happy Mother's Day and cheerio.